Hello, BookTube. I was right. A Ninja mail delivery did arrive late yesterday, long after I'd stopped looking for it, in the dark. Delivered in the dark. The U.S. postal system, I don't know if you've read these stories in the headlines, but the U.S. postal system has undergone a massive downgrade in the quality of its service, uh, and in the expense has gone up. So the U.S. Postal Service, I always praise it. I've used postal systems in many, many countries, and a lot of them are much, much worse than America, but America's getting there. The United States is definitely getting there. Our postal system, just over the last 2 days, by mandate from Washington, got much worse. And maybe that has something to do with why drivers are out delivering things at 9 at night. I don't know. And you'll notice that the filming location has changed. We're back in the little book room. I was out on the fainting couch, but the bean wasn't visible anyway. She was crammed next to me on the couch. I figured if she's not visible, this gives me more room. And plus, I love being in my little book room. This is my little book room. In case you're new to the channel, it's just a tiny little room. In every place that I go to live, I find the smallest space that has a window and make it mine. I am not the type of person who goes to a new living situation and immediately hunts out the biggest bedroom. I want the smallest space imaginable. In fact, this room is twice as big as I could otherwise use it. If this shrank by half, I would be blissfully happy. I've had little book rooms that were that small, but this is where all of my keeper books are. This is where I do the huge bulk of my reading. This is where my pre-World War I iron-framed cot is for the occasions when I sleep. And this is where we're going to do this little Sunday mail haul, this little Ninja mail haul, which is just 2 packages, although one of them is a box, and both of them give off the vibe of being finished copies. So that's good. Yesterday was a little bit on the disappointing side for that. So let's see what this first one is. Yes, this is a finished copy of something that I don't think we ever got an advance copy of this thing. I don't think we ever did. This comes out in late October, late this month. Let's see what we have here. This is Femlandia by Christina Dalcher. Lots of praise from Booklist, Publishers Weekly. What have we got here? Yeah, this book comes out in October 19th. The author delivers another terrifying thriller for our times, according to People magazine. Set in an alternate near future where a woman and her daughter seek refuge in a women-only commune, only to find that the safe haven they were hoping for is the most dangerous place they could be. The book's protagonist, Miranda Reynolds, finds herself in an impossible situation when her husband abandons her and her daughter Emma in the wake of a devastating economic collapse. Left with nothing and facing starvation and serious danger in the streets, Miranda turns to the one place she swore she'd never live, Femlandia, a women-only colony Miranda's estranged mother, Win Summers, established decades ago. Femlandia is secluded, self-sufficient, and thriving. Miranda knows the lengths her mother went to build it, and while Win was no longer in the spotlight, her protege, Jen Jones, has taken Femlandia to new heights. But something is not right. There are no men allowed in the colony, but babies are being born, and they're all girls. Jen has separated Miranda and Emma, taking Emma under her wing and driving a wedge between mother and daughter. When Miranda discovers just how the all-women community is capable of enduring, it leads her to question how far her mother went to create this perfect and horrifying society. Does she remain silent or risk everything to expose the truth? I've never heard of this book before, certainly haven't read a single word of it, but the truth, the dark secret of Femlandia, will be that they kidnap men and use them as rutting slaves to create babies and engage in systematic infanticide of the male babies, or sell them, or keep them in the slave quarters. That will be the dark secret of Femlandia. I would be willing to bet a Boston cream pie that is the dark secret of Femlandia. Although I have to confess, when the pub sheet mentioned a women-only commune, I immediately thought, oh, so they're going to live at a U.S. college. but it hasn't quite reached that far yet. There are still a couple of holdout men in higher academia in America. 90% of the student body is female, and 90% of the faculty and staff are female, but there's still that holdout 10%. So maybe this isn't far enough in the future. And I hope I'm wrong about the twist that I mentioned. It's the very first thing that occurs to a veteran reader of science fiction, and it may be exactly the sort of thing that a snooty writer of literary fiction who's never read science fiction and looks down on it would think is the most clever thing in the world. Oh my God, you're never going to believe the twist I came up with. When veteran science fiction readers have read 50 novels that do that same kind of trick. I could be wrong about the twist. It's October. It's late October. It's just a few weeks from now, so I can read it tonight and find out. Then we have this second thing here. This mail haul will be short. This Sunday mail haul. This one is the box. It's not a very big box. I think it only has one book in it. But one book is better than none. Yeah, see, the setup that I have now, the lighting is a little on the dim side. And there's no extra lighting in this version of my little book room. There's no extra lighting. I have a couple of ship's lights that I have hanging from nails on the wall, battery-operated little round ship's lights. You tap them and they turn on. But there's no other lighting in this room. And I like it that way. I absolutely prefer it that way. But let's see here. Oh my! Oh boy! What a political mail haul we have here. All right, this one comes out October 5th, so this coming Tuesday, and it's from the people at Princeton University Press. I seem to be inching onto Princeton University Press's mail list, and that's great because they do a lot of great books. This is by Joshua Chernus, and it's called "Liberalism in Dark Times: The Liberal Ethos in the 20th Century." And it has a blurb. I don't know if you can make that out, from Alan Ryan. And he's mentioned as the author of On Politics. And On Politics is incredible. It's an incredible book. 2 books, a huge thing, a box set. Worth it. If you find it at a bookstore as a remainder, or you can find a good deal online, it'll take you a long time to wade through, but it's fantastic. Just fantastic. So it's great that he blurbed this, although you never know. You look at a blurb like that and you think, okay, did Alan Ryan read this? Or was he a teacher for the author, or a friend of an author? Any blurb that doesn't have my name on it is suspect. Oh, what do we got here? Today, liberalism faces threats from across the political spectrum. While right-wing populists and leftist purists righteously violate liberal norms, theorists of liberalism seem to have little to say. The author of this book issues a rousing defense of the liberal tradition, drawing on a neglected strand of liberal thought. Assaults on liberalism, a political order characterized by limits on political power and respect for individual rights, are nothing new. Early in the 20th century, democracy was under attack across the world, while one country after another succumbing to dictatorship. While many intellectuals dismissed liberalism as outdated, unrealistic, and unworthy, a handful of writers defended and reinvigorated the liberal ideal, including Max Weber, Raymond Aron, Albert Camus, Reinhold Niebuhr, and Isaiah Berlin, each of whom is given a compelling new assessment here. That's worth reading right there. Building on the work of these thinkers, the author urges us to imagine liberalism not as a set of policies, but as a temperament or disposition. One marked by openness to complexity, willingness to acknowledge uncertainty, tolerance for difference, and resistance to ruthlessness. In the face of rising political fanaticism, he persuasively argues for the continuing importance of the liberal ethos. And he is a professor of government at Georgetown University. And he lives in Washington, D.C., which is a little bit unfortunate because this book is now public. This book is going to be published in 2 days, which means there'll be no way for him to deny that he's its author. So he'll be on a list in 2022, and he'll be executed in 2024, shortly thereafter. Liberalism has seen its final day of power, its final season of power in the United States, shortly to be followed by its final season of power anywhere in the West. So all the rest of the world, who rightfully have bemoaned the prominence of the United States, that such a powerful, wealthy country should also be so loud and so dumb. That combination has bothered lots of different countries over the last 70 years. Justifiably so. But what's loud and dumb can also be a bulwark, and those countries are going to find that out. But anyway, that hasn't happened yet. This is fascinating, but I don't think it's right up my alley. Surely this is a David Murphy book. Surely this belongs to someone who's a little more versed in current political thought than I am. October 5th, I'll have to see if he maybe wants a copy in the mail. He was a long time ago. Several of you who are old enough might remember David Murphy videos. His voice is, I think, badly missed on BookTube. But I guess he's got state fairs to go to. But anyway, those are our two books. We've got Liberalism in Dark Times, and we've got Femlandia. So, good Lord, two current year charged contemporary books, and both of them. The neat thing about this little arrangement here is that I can just reach over and put them literally on my nightstand. They don't just figuratively go on the nightstand. I'll read both of them tonight. They literally go there. And that's it. That is the mail for Sunday. There shouldn't be any, but there was some last night. I expect that the mail will be healthy in this coming week. So I imagine we'll have mail every day. I hope so. Once again, you'll be the first to know. So I'm going to wrap this up for now, but I'll be back. Thank you, BookTube.